Hey YouTube, how's it going? Felix here. Today I'm very excited to introduce to you our new to us, used 2017 Range Rover Vogue SE with the SDV8. This is the diesel V8 engine. We just got the car, we bought it used. This is a 2017 car, as I said. It's about 4 years old right now in 2021, and we bought it with 11,500 miles on the clock. And we paid about sort of £48,000 for the car, which is roughly sort of half price. The car was about sort of £96,000 when it was new. So yeah, it's lost about half its value in 4 years, and I think it's a really sort of good buy at this age and at this price point. So yeah, I'm going to walk around the car, give you a little bit of a tour, show you some of the cool stuff about it, and yeah, what I think is interesting and why you should maybe pick a Range Rover like this for your next car if you're in the market for one of these. Slight problem is I didn't originally buy the car brand new, we bought it used, so I don't have the build sheet for the car. I don't exactly know what's on it in terms of options, but I can tell you some things about it. Obviously the car is grey, it's got a very nice cream interior, which I'll show you in depth in a few seconds. It's got the contrast silver body line here, which runs down the length of the car. This section here could have been painted in the contrast colour as well, but it's not. This is body colour for ours. And then this silver strip runs all the way around to the back and onto the boot, which I think is lovely, and then continues here in this contrast line as well. This is I think it's one of the sort of features that a lot of people can customize. It's a really nice way to sort of brighten up the car and break up the big amounts of space, because this car is big. We don't have the deployable side steps on our car, so some cars have these deployable steps which drop out from underneath, help you get in. We don't have those on our car, but what we do have are the upgraded wheels. So I know it's different in other markets, but in the UK, the base specification car is the Vogue, then you have the Vogue SE, which this one is, and then the top of the range is the Autobiography. These wheels are the 21-inch wheels, which come as standard on the Autobiography, I believe, and we've got them specified onto our Vogue SE. These wheels, absolutely massive. Here's the tyre for you. I'll just use this one because it's the right way up. These are 275 45 R21s, big tyres. I believe this came from the factory on Pirelli Scorpion tyres, and we've now got some Continental Cross contacts on instead. But yeah, lovely. The Vogue SE adds some sort of nice features above the Vogue. I'll show you those on the interior. We've got the massive grille. Obviously we've got some parking sensors all around. This car is big, you're going to need those. But yeah, let me show you the key. Here's the key for the Range Rover. Honestly, not that special in terms of keys. It's a little bit of chrome here, but nothing too fancy. Let me open it up for you, and then open the boot. Obviously you've got the fully automatic split powered tailgate, which is lovely. The boot in this car is so big that when my leg is sort of pressed up against this step, I can't honestly get anywhere near to reaching. There we go. Fold away that parcel shelf. I honestly can't get anywhere near to reaching the back of the boot. It's so big. It's massive. In the boot here we've got a couple of interesting features. We have this, we've got a 12-volt socket here for cleaning out the boot, maybe with a little vacuum cleaner. We've got some buttons here for controlling the lowering of the seats in front, all automated, which is lovely. There's a button here which is blanked out. I believe this would be for the deployable tow bar if we had that. We don't have that as an option on this car. We've got the very nice rubber Range Rover floor mats in here, which cover up the cream carpet below. We've got a cream interior. Then underneath here, with this lovely leather handle, is the full-size spare wheel. We've got a full-size spare wheel in here. That is one of these, exactly like one of these, with a full alloy, not a space saver. Honestly, must weigh a ton. Probably doesn't do your fuel economy any favours, but I guess that's not really why you buy this car, right? Let's pop up the bottom section here. Oh, so cool. And the top section, like this. Awesome. Okay, let me jump in the back and I will show you around. Firstly, I want to show you quickly the soft closed doors, which are an option on this car. So if you don't manage to close the door fully, then the car will do it for you, which I think is really, really nice. Let's jump in. You see, this is a slight problem. The Range Rover is so big, we end up having to park slightly in the flower bed here. So, yeah, if you've got a Range Rover, I hope you've got a big drive, because it's just a very, very big car. Let's have a look at the door first. Lovely big sort of side shelf here on the Range Rover doors. Great place to sort of rest your arm as you're chilling out in the back. You've got door locks on every door, which is very nice. This beautiful brown wood, which you'll see throughout the cabin. Obviously, this is an option. You can choose this, or maybe the person who originally bought your car chooses this. Yeah, lovely brown wood. Quite a deep door pocket down here, lots of space. You can maybe see that as well, a little blue mood lighting, which continues throughout the cabin. We've got the Meridian sound system, which is that's something you get with a Vogue SE over the Vogue. Yeah. That's one of the sort of the main things you get is an upgraded sound system. And here in the back, I mean, it is beautifully spacious. We have power reclining seats here in the back. If you had the autobiography, you would have more functionality here, so you'd be able to control maybe the front part of the seat as well. But in ours, it's just the back part of the seat. These lovely, quite dirty Range Rover rubber floor mats, which I think look fantastic. And this lovely sort of aluminium brush plate here as you get in, which just feels very solid and expensive. Gorgeous leather here. Again, this is a 2017 car, so there has been a facelift of this car since this was released. There is a facelift, and I'll show you why we picked this car over the facelift, which we could have bought, but this one I prefer for some reasons. I'll show you why. We've got some Isofix down here. They're sort of just tucked in under the leather. There's no cover or anything like that. If you want to get a kid's seat in. Let me shut the door. Oh, and then here we are. So this car has the full glass roof. So there is an option for this to be sliding. So you get a sort of bar in the middle, and then the front section will slide and the rear section is fixed. Ours is just the sort of fixed glass roof. And honestly, I sort of prefer it because I don't really tend to open sunroofs, and I love the full glass here. It's just so cool. And you'll be able to see from the from my head that the full glass sunroof, I'm 6 feet tall, and the full glass here doesn't really impact headroom that much at all. I've got loads of headroom, and the car is so comfortable, it's ridiculous. Here in the back we've got, I mean, some sort of aeroplane style, little aeroplane style sort of pockets there for putting stuff in. This car has 4-zone climate control, so you have climate control for both the passenger, the driver, the left rear passenger and the right rear passenger. You've got control here with your own temperature, your own fan, and all that stuff. And then down here you've got two 12-volt sockets for maybe charging your phone, and a sort of little slot down here as well for putting your phone in. One of the best things I think is because the car is so high up, the middle seat passenger here has, if I sit in the middle seat, you actually have very good legroom. You can sit like this, maybe you're like this. You've got tons of space under this console here. There's lots of space, which means if you're sitting in the middle, not only do you get a fantastic view out, but it's not that compromised in my opinion. It's you could quite comfortably sit here with no real stress at all. Let me show you this thing here. We've got some little bit of sort of center armrest action going on with some cup holders. And this lovely little sort of cubby here as well. Not too deep, maybe you could put some sort of cables in there or some stuff for charging your phone down there. Pop that back up. And then finally here in the back, what else can I show you? I like this feature here. So if there's no one sitting in the passenger seat here, I guess it detects the weight of the passenger, then the rear seat person can move the seat forward and back using these buttons to give themselves some more legroom, which is really, really nice. And then we've got some lights. There is a deployable blind here for the glass roof. Obviously it's open at the moment. You can shut that if it's really, really sunny. And yeah, I mean, one of the cool features of the Range Rover is because the seat, I guess because the car is so high, the door feels very low on the inside when you're sitting down, which means that you have a fantastic amount of glass to look out. Like even if you're a small child, like even if you're a toddler, you can have fantastic view out of this car. You can have loads and loads of glass to look out, and it feels really, really light and airy. Maybe it doesn't look it from the outside, but in the inside it feels great. Let's have a look in the front. One thing I forgot to mention is that when I was sitting in the back there, that was the legroom, the amount of legroom I had, which you saw, which was quite significant. That was for someone who is 6'3" driving this car. So my dad is 190 centimeters or 6'3". This is his driving position, and I had so much legroom in the back there. Honestly, unless the person driving is over, like, I don't know, 6'4", 6'5", maybe over 190 centimeters, you're going to have loads and loads of legroom here in the back, and I would not worry about it at all. Super spacious. And here we are in the interior, the front of the Range Rover. It is just, I mean, it's so wonderful. Where do I even begin, honestly? There's just so much to show you. I'll start with this car. So this car's got the dark wood, which is very nice. You know, your gear selector, all this chrome stuff here, all your sort of four-wheel drive controls. And then this. So the reason we picked the 2017 car is because there was a facelift of this car. I believe it was in 2019 they facelifted the car, and they basically upgraded this display to a new version, and then they replaced the climate controls with a secondary screen here. In my opinion, that is much worse than having physical buttons for your climate control. Personally, I don't know about you, but I don't really like having lots of screens everywhere in the car. I much prefer these nice chunky buttons. I think they are just more functional, and they won't age as badly. I think that screen looks cool now for a few years, but once that technology moves on a lot, it will start to sort of feel a lot older, the car, whereas this one I don't think will feel as old. Anyway, that's my personal opinion, why we looked out for one of these cars, a late one of these. And also, I mean, the head unit on this car, if I just turn on the ignition, lovely digital driver's dials there. If I turn on the ignition here, this car has got Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which I think is an absolutely crucial feature, and the 2017 cars have that as a sort of free software upgrade. So you can go to your Jaguar Land Rover dealer and you can get the software upgrade, and you can get Apple CarPlay and Android Auto on this Range Rover, which in my opinion makes it just as good as the facelifted ones, because I much prefer this layout. Okay, other stuff to show you. I mean, we've got sort of media controls here on the steering wheel. We've got cruise control stuff here on the right hand side. This button here for the steering wheel heating, which is very, very lovely. We've got the Meridian sound system. Very nice, sort of big what was that, so the window locks. Very nice sort of big shelf here on the side for resting as you're driving the car. Super, super comfortable. This button here is the Queen's button, as it's known. That's what my friend told me it's called, which lowers the car as your passengers get in and out, so you can just lower the car down on its air suspension. Very, very cool. We've got memory seats here in the front, 3 different profiles, and we also have them on the passenger side as well, if you can see that, which to be honest, I've never seen before in a car, so I think that's very, very cool. And then we've got big door pockets down here, and we also have this little secret section in the side here, which you can, maybe put some sunglasses in, and it's all felt lined and isn't going to scratch your stuff. I mean, continuing on, let's have a look. I mean, you've got beautiful digital driver's displays, not very fancy, so quite simplistic, but just sort of nice, clean digital dials which don't try and do too much. I think that they're sort of basic yet functional. You've got the gorgeous captain's chairs here with the armrests, individual armrests, which are very, very lovely, and that really adds a lot to the car, in my opinion. This little armrest, you wouldn't believe it, but it does. It makes the car feel a lot more luxurious. And then you've got your big center armrest. In here we have some stuff, like we have our controls here for maybe sending an input into the screen, so we can actually do an HDMI in for this screen here and watch, I don't know, maybe play some PlayStation 1 or PlayStation 2. I have no idea what you'd actually use that for, but it's there. And obviously some USB ports and a 12-volt socket. We've got this little shelf here, and underneath this shelf is the drinks fridge, which is a little space for maybe cooling a couple of cans. You turn it on using this switch here. Here we've got our cup holders and this rather nice sort of wooden cover, which you just click like that and it shuts, which is lovely. And then, yeah, so this screen, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto supported. That's the most important thing, if you ask me, by far the most important thing. And then you've got You've also got this sort of rather interesting thing where you can do sort of, to be honest, I've never seen it work particularly well, but the driver can be looking at the screen and see one thing, and the passenger can be looking at the screen and see another thing. So for example, the passenger could be watching TV while you are while you're perhaps like, you know, looking at the navigation, that sort of thing. It's an interesting feature. I'm not sure we'll use it too much, but yeah, anyway. You've got a lovely frameless mirror here, which I think feels very expensive and fancy. You've got the blind controls up here for the for the sunshade blind. Lovely cream headlining, very soft, expensive feeling headlining, and then an enormous double glove box. So very large secondary glove box down here. In here we've actually got a little bag with the headphones, so the passenger can watch TV and have their own headphones on, which I think is pretty cool. And then up here I've got there's a secondary glove box up on the top here. I've actually got the dash cam plugged in here on USB at the moment, which I know is pretty ugly, having that cable running down the side, but I'm going to fix that. I'm going to wire it into the fuse box at some point. Just trying to figure out how to do it. Yeah, I'll be making some more videos on the Range Rover. I think this car is just a super cool car, and especially for it to have lost, you know, half of its value in 11,500 miles we bought it. I think that's really, you know, makes it a fantastic buy on the secondary market, if you ask me. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video, and let me know if you have any questions about Range Rover buying. I'll be producing more videos on this car, so if you're interested in sort of random car stuff, hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you very soon. Cheers.